The dredges hitched to overload carriages had no chance of escaping, and their masters preferred death over giving up their cargo without a fight. The wagons were full of treasures, plundered in the chaos of battle for Kenabres. Okay, so level 6. What kind of... Can we expect a general? I mean, we had just had a very bad experience. Very powerful enemies. So I'm not sure if I really want that right now. Another lecture and we're going to get... Oh, I thought there was a step in between. Okay. It's Ash Giants, okay. Let's focus on the top one. Okay. Oh no. Oh, they can throw. That's not good. Okay, let's stay at range. Okay, so that didn't went oh, we have no losses. That went perfectly. I'm very surprised. Okay, never mind. Scarce possessions of the wild giants may still prove useful to the Crusaders. This time the soldiers found something truly interesting among the piles of rubbish, bones and primitive tools. A pair of impressive tusks wrapped in scale hide must have been some kind of a relic for them. Belt of giant strength. Oh. Chilraw's hide and tusks. A Growrow, an enormous reptilian beast, had once terrorized the riverside settlements of Sarkoris with its devastating attacks. Locals called it Chilraw for its thick, ice-covered hide, which no axe or lance could possibly penetrate, and its feral growl could blow a knight off the horse's back. Old, leery, and cunning, the beast satisfied its thirst for blood by destroying anyone who tried to kill it, and there was never a shortage of such brave yet foolish souls. While the small tribe of mountain giants worshipped the ancient Gauro. The Sarkorian tribes considered Chilraw a grim threat, encouraging the best of their warriors to try and defeat it in a feat of strength, which would be remembered for ages to come. Despite those heroes' valiant efforts, Chilraw managed to outlive its enemies. Sarkoris fell to the demonic onslaught. The creature's triumph did not last long, however. The opening of the World Wound had changed the local landscape forever, draining many rivers dry and wrecking the Gowrow's lair. Finally, demons tracked down the legendary beast and brutally slayed it. Oh dear. So we can't get up here. Ah, that's the way that we can go up. Okay. So we're going to take our main squadron. Going to Heaven's Edge.
You should have listened to reason.
Fight as one. I will guide us.
Heaven's Edge. Count Randy's family estate. The manor was abandoned after a tragic event claimed the lives of everyone inside in a single day. Oh, we need the... How can we change the companion? Do we need to... we need to get back to camp, don't we? Yeah, damn it. Okay. If an angel can fall, does that mean a demon can ascend? That's exactly my type of humor. I mean, it's a serious question, no?
My not so numerous, but nonetheless dearest guests. About a year ago at my last birthday party, I assured you all that I nurtured a deep-seated hatred for boring people who give protracted speeches in the misplaced belief that their inner thoughts are of any interest to anyone but themselves. Now I am a whole year older and also a full-fledged crusader, an honorable position that requires me to be as dull, pedantic, and vexing as I possibly can. Therefore, a speech it is.
His face is impossible to read. He has his unusual half-smirk fixed in place, his eyes gleaming with excitement.
The revered cleric Nestrin, my guardian and tutor, often told me that those who live a sinful life may expect to join the abyssal hordes after they die. This is why their path is the most despicable of all. A part of their soul may return to Mendev in the abominable form of a demonic invader. Every time we see a demon, we might as well think about it. What if this wretched creature used to be your great-great-grandfather? What if certain parts of this pointy-tailed beauty used to belong to your pious cousin? They say that the demons represent the sins of the souls they are made of. Succubi emerge out of lustful souls. Vandals turn into Abracandilu. Gluttons become Nabasu. I, for one, am determined to commit as many different sins as possible, so that the distributive mechanism of the abyss breaks when it tries to decide what to do with my soul. You, my dearest guests, will be my assistants in this complicated task. Eat, drink, and indulge yourselves in whatever vices you can. Let nobody leave this house as righteous as they entered it. Live every day like it's your last. After all, nobody knows when that day will arrive, do they?
Inquisitor Liotre whispers in your ear from behind. How interesting. Did you find anything interesting? Nothing really, I just took note of a few things. I attempted to find out whether anything unusual or mysterious has happened to the Count over the last 10 years. During my conversations with his acquaintances, 2 people noted that he never speaks of the revered Nestrin, the priest of Viomide, who was his guardian and tutor. Yet he just mentioned Nestrin in his speech, whatever that might mean. You told me that you tried to find out if anything odd had happened to Diren over the last 10 years. Some of his servants complained about strange occurrences in the house, like objects moving by themselves or candles going out. Of course, that could simply be a figment of their imagination. It is also very well known that the Count often invites various spellcasters to entertain him and encourages them to use their magic in mischievous ways. Practically, the whole Mendiv knows the story about the 3 drunk wizards and their teleportation race across the roofs of Canabris after a party at the Count's house. What I'm trying to say is, here, any fluctuations in residual magic at his house are not all surprising. There was the matter of the abduction, however. A gang of bandits kidnapped the Count, hoping for ransom, but the only reward they got was death. Afterward, the Count told everyone that he had hired the bandits himself as a joke. The other mercenary squad that freed him and executed the bandits was also in his employ. Nobody really wanted to delve too deep into this case after confirming the identities of those wretched cutthroats, but there was one disturbing fact about it all. And I don't mean the Count's bizarre idea of fun. The mercenaries who supposedly freed him had also cut off the bandits' heads after they had already killed them. Their heads were cut off? You mean the bandits who attacked Iran? Yes. Perhaps I wouldn't even have noticed this detail had I not visited Heaven's Edge right after the tragic incident. I remember that we also found several headless bodies, both of guests and demons. We thought they had been decapitated during the fight. But maybe not. My companions have been finding severed heads among their belongings recently. Uh-oh. We also found severed heads. Strangely, things like this weren't a problem before Derain joined the party. What if Derain is in truth a demon who was given mortal form and he doesn't know that he's a demon? What if Derain sleeps, he becomes a demon, and then forgets that he is a demon when he wakes up again? Oh. What? That is an alarming coincidence. Now we have another reason to conduct an investigation. It is crucial that we find out what exactly happened at that tragic feast. What do we need to do, Inquisitor? Now that's the hardest part. I need to dive deep into the past of this place, which requires casting several different spells over some time. It would be very convenient for me if nobody interrupted the process, especially the Count himself. I don't think he remembers my face, but a suspicious stranger casting unknown spells might attract his attention. All in all, what I want you to do is to distract the master of the house. Right now he's playing host in the very place I'd like to start with. So, how do I distract him? I don't know. Maybe your companions can assist you somehow, or you can take a look around. Perhaps there's something that can help us. Some of these servants... Wait. I understand. Good luck. Come back to me when the Count leaves. I will tell you everything I managed to find out and maybe even show you something. I have a suspicion that we will find his dead body with his head severed somewhere. But let's see how that one turns out. Alrighty, lay out the Hawkblade. Loot. Let's see if we can find anything. So, a lot of stuff. Decorative plants are in a miserable state. They've been neglected for many years. What about Sassia? I can imagine how lovely this manor must have been before the war. I yearned to set up my easel in one of the pleasant little alcoves and paint to my heart's content.
Let us press on.
So I've somehow landed at the party of a royal brat. Go figure. Never know when or if you'll get another chance to rest and have some fun during wartime. I'd rather take my chance while I can. What the heck?
We march ahead.
Courtesan. What about Camellia? I adore this estate. So much beauty. So many quiet nooks. Nooks and cradles.
Our path leads on.
What's inside here? Door sealed. Looks like it hasn't been opened in a very long time. There's blood on the door. What the heck? Count Arende's servants. Can you tell me anything? You remember me? Save the Count of Canalvis, Nino. Psychological premise for mortals' attraction to sites of mass murder or gluttony. Which article from my encyclopedia should I focus on now? I don't like it in here. This party is stupid. Okay. Okay, do we have anything here of interest? That's a very nice room. It's a lot of... Oh, well, hello there. A ruby. Nice. Diamond dust. Whoa.
That is quite a discovery.
Legend of the Pathfinder. We read that already. Some scrolls. Topaz ring. There's a lot of stuff here. What else can we loot? Stories told us by spirits. I read enough books already. See if there's a hidden cache inside the wall. You can see a keyhole among the decoration. Well, okay. That's interesting. Loot. What else do we have here? Wand of mirror image. Draven's hat. Diamond. Hello there. Dawn of life. Oh, no, that's just a heavy shield. Okay, never mind. Loot. Cold iron masterwork. Orc double axe. Ooh.
Godspeed.
Loot. Red gel. Do you have anything to say for yourself? Knowledge. There are occasional traces of older masonry and foundations that look like the building was reconstructed several times. This estate could be remade into a formidable defensive outpost. It should be expropriated for the sake of the war effort, and the owners compensated, after victory is secured, of course. Alright, let's talk to Durain. Durain, who has been watching the guests with an unreadable expression, turns his head to you and says in a casual tone, like he's continuing a conversation that was interrupted. I've always considered myself an aesthete, not a hero. When doomsday comes, I thought I'd pour myself a glass of 100-year-old wine, sit in the front row and just watch the world burn. Playing the violin was also an option. Now I'll be damned if I know how I ended up in the Fifth Crusade. How did I become the companion of a hero chosen by Yomide? Sometimes the most casual occurrences dictate our fate's course. I'm afraid that isn't always the case. Sometimes it is dictated by alien, but wholly deliberate forces. Tell me more about Heaven's Edge. This estate was once a truly beautiful sight, with its lush gardens and placid ponds. Drain smiles briefly. It is a genuine smile, quite different from his usual half smirks. The house itself is not that large. However, this land was part of the border region even before the World Wound. So my ancestors took that into account when laying the foundations. The larger the mansion, the harder it is to defend. I'm glad. I'll gladly give you a tour, but I'm afraid there's not much to see here. I didn't have much time, so my servants only managed to clean up this yard. The Great Hall and a couple of rooms. There's nothing interesting about them, except perhaps the magical firefighting system powered by water elementals. I'm not sure it's still functional, though. What? That sounds very cool. You do remember that you are still my field attaché and plenipotentiary. What? Plenipotentiary. What does that mean? I've never heard that word. I mean, the Queen said that word once, but plenipotentiary. A person, especially a diplomat, invested with the full power of independent action on behalf of their government, typically in foreign country. It's also called ambassador extraordinary. Or extraordinary. From the Latin plenus, full, and potens, powerful. Plenipotentiary is a diplomat who has full powers, authorization to sign a treaty on convention on behalf of government. Okay. Well, never stop learning. Something can't. I demand a hard report of all your work so far in half an hour. There are easier ways of saying Darren Arende. Darren, I hate you. You know, report then. Fine, Commander, you shall have your report. You will be busy. For a very, 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 very long time. Okay, let's talk to our friend. Where is he? Okay, so he's in the room. Where's our friend? Oh, there he is, okay. I see that you did your part, Commander. Thank you. Now get ready to watch and listen closely. I will unravel the past of this place and try to show you whatever I find. Countess Silena Arende, or Silena. The hum of voices, laughter, and music fills your mind. Then the visions come, fragmented and hazy at first, but before eventually coalescing to reveal a single face. It is a woman of stunning, heavenly beauty, and her delicate features instantly tell you who she is. The family resemblance to Diren is obvious. My dear guests, the Lady of Heaven's Edge welcomes you all today. I hope this day is as bright for you as it is for me, because on this day my only, precious, sometimes arrogant but utterly beloved child was born. A child is usually a reflection of their parents and caretakers. Countess, will you allow the humble tutor of this young man to address the guests and the man of the hour as well? I guess that's the boy and that's the tutor. A new face appears. It is a handsome old man with a strong, dignified posture and a voice that emanates power. Oh no, he's the tutor, okay. Can't we just have one day without your sermons? Oh, it's my birthday after all. 10 years ago, the young Diren had an utterly angelic appearance. His table manners and expression lacked the dignity of a true angel, however. Countess Elena Arende. There! I'm sure the revered Nestron only wanted to hug you and offer you his best wishes on your birthday. Wait, what's that noise? Oh! Lilitu, the shrill laughter rings in your ears and reverberates in the base of your skull. In the vision, Lilitu appears before the guests of the estate and gives them an exaggerated, scornful bow. The sorceress of evil has come to your celebration, mortals. Did you prepare a treat for me? What do you want, spawn of the abyss? Said Nestrin. I've already done everything I wanted to. Hey you, doddering cleric, look around. Don't you notice anything odd? The plague is in your wine, in your food, in the air around you, in your blood. Soon you will all die. Pray to your pathetic goddess and call upon your healing powers all you want. But they are not going to help you. Nothing will help you. I will give you a chance to see it for yourselves, and when I return, the grave realization will have already sunk its teeth into your throats. Oh, how I love watching mortals in their final desperate hours. The demon finishes her speech with an air kiss to Durain, making him freeze in horror, and disappears. Lyotre shakes his head and slowly exhales, rubbing his temples. This first appearance of the disease in the Lilitu, one of the many sisters of the accursed Minago. So far, everything I've seen matches the official version of events. Who were the people in the vision? Countess Elena Arende was Durain's mother and one of the most beautiful women in the history of Mendev. She was an Arsimar, just like her son. Well, the old man is the esteemed cleric Nestrin, our count's guardian and tutor. He was very well known for his unfaltering faith and iron will. I was only passing acquaintances with him, so I can't tell you anything more than that. I didn't recognize the others, but Durain told me that the first victims of the disease were his second cousin and the cousin's wife, hailing from the eastern border. Surely the cleric could have done something, right? No, I can't say for certain, but I believe there was nothing he could have done. Magical diseases are already difficult enough to cure, and this plague struck very fast indeed. Now we must find out what happened next. I can sense the aftershocks of a very strong outburst of emotions and memories somewhere in the west wing of the house. Something must have happened in one of the rooms, so please check if anyone is in there and distract them if need be. Ha. I know where Durain is. Lure Durain out of the room. We just sent him there. That's a bit problematic.
We march ahead.
Countess Selena Nevia de Rey Arende with the infant son Darren. Unlike typical aristocratic portraits, this one depicts a young mother having fun with a child on a seesaw.
Our path leads on.
Loot. Oh, an exhaustive enumeration of Count Darren Arende's activities submitted for the approval and edification of the eminently respectable and highly esteemed Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade. He did it! Indulged in a number of gloriously naughty reveries in this particular order. Dreams of sexual intercourse with a beautiful elven princess, 1 hour. Dreams of vigorous sexual intercourse with a squad of muscular southern mercenaries, half an hour. Dreams of sexual intercourse with Her Majesty the Queen before, on and under the royal throne in the Grand Palace of Nerosian, 15 minutes per act. Okay. Dreams of enjoying a barrel full of Keonin wine, a soft feather bed, and a fine 3-course dinner, 2 hours, including a break to sustain myself with some upliftingly nutritious army rations. And dreams of Mendev's bright future, where the strict doctrines of the Church of Eomedia are abolished, and dull faces and boredom are punishable by death. 10 minutes, interrupted by a sudden twinge of sadness and dismay. Well, this extremely exhaustive enumeration of Count Darren Arende's activities will of course give my full approval. Now I'm going to chuckle to death on my own breath. Okay. Hello there, friend. Your report is on the table. The Count mutters acidly. What is this room? Dren casts a look around the room as if he had never seen it before. Then shrugs carelessly. Just a random room. I told my servants to make some rooms ready. This is one of the rooms they chose. I'm absolutely confident that you won't be able to persuade Social to draw a portrait of you. A nude portrait, that is. That sounds like a fine idea. Our cleric will surely turn down a direct request, but if I tell him that we can sell the portrait at a charity auction, why have I never before thought of selling my nude portraits at a charity auction? It will cause a huge scandal, but it will also be for a good cause. This will give those god botherers something to complain about. You're giving me a brilliant idea. See that you were able to do as I asked. Prepare yourself. This vision might be rather difficult to watch. Young Durain stands motionlessly by the Countess' bed, motionless. His face is pale with fear, and for good reason. His mother's heavenly beauty is gone. Her smile, once beaming with vitality and happiness, looks more like the grimace of a corpse. Only her golden hair still glows, a sad reminder of the healthy young woman she was just a few hours ago. Mother? Can you hear me, Mother? Jay, my boy, how did you get here? The Countess's voice is fading. Don't come any closer. This disease... Mother, listen. The revered Nestrin has sealed the gates. He says that he won't let anyone leave the estate. If the plague reaches larger settlements, nobody will be able to stop it. He claims this is why the demons attacked us in the first place. They knew that we would call upon the strongest clerics to heal us. and those clerics would catch the disease and die as well. The fat baron and his family tried to escape, but 3 armed paladins barred their way and said they would not let them go. Mother, we need help. Canabris is full of clerics, wizards and demons who know who else. They might know how to stop it. We need to get there as soon as possible. We must obey the revered Nestrin. We are the lords of Mendev, and we must protect our people. If the plague, if it reaches Ginabres, thousands of innocent people will die. I don't care about innocent. Doreen's voice rises to a shout. You're ill, mother. You're dying. You must tell them to open the gates and take you to Ginabres. They won't listen to me, but you are the lady of the estate. They can't refuse you. I can't. I must. Please leave, my dearest. Don't lose hope. You can still. Convulsion overtakes the Countess's body. Her last words are swallowed by a long guttural groan. Liotre rarely rubs his temples, but his face is unreadable. Now I have an answer to one of my many questions. Nobody went to Ginabres in search of help because the revered Nestrin didn't let them. He valued the safety of the city more than the lives of his flock at the estate. What a difficult choice it must have been. All lives are equally valuable. How could he refuse to save them just because he thought some other people might suffer? A deadly magical plague killing him in a couple of hours, if that one would have spread, the entirety of humanity could have been decimated. He made the right choice. There was no other way. Was there really no other choice? Who can say now? They could have sent one of the paladins to bring help from Ginabres, assuming that the Knight of God was immune to the disease. Perhaps Nestrin thought he might need them to maintain order, or maybe he understood that the demons would not allow anyone to leave anyway. Or maybe the plague was so strong that it could mow down even the most righteous warriors. We will never know if any of those hypotheses are true. Liotre rubs his chin thoughtfully. I've never been in the revered Nestrin's position, but I know the price of difficult decisions, especially those that you have to make quickly. I have no right to judge him, but we must continue our investigation. The next site I'd like to examine is the Great Hall. That is where we found the remains of Nestrin and the demons. I assume that he killed them in a confrontation, but we must make sure of that. Please help me clear the area so that I can study.
I will guide us.
Stop trying to talk me into this. You've neither heart nor conscience, Daron. Even the noble idea of charity becomes a farce when you touch it. Oh dear. Deceptive appearances. I think that these so-called innocents will suffer from knowing that their money and medicine came from my sinful silhouette. Now how do we convince them to go? There is a feverish gleam to Darren's eyes, owing to either tipsiness or some overabundance of emotion. Oh, there, Morgraine. That rotter Cecile refused to sketch me in the nude for charity, but it didn't upset me too much. The face he made while I was explaining the idea to him were very well worth it. Or the faces. He looked very much like a pious matron being confronted with a talking male organ, one that was 2 foot long and being held aloft by a pair of golden angel wings. What? How are you enjoying my party? Are you having a good time? How about you, Duran? Are you having any fun? Of course I'm having fun, Duran says defiantly. What's wrong? Do you want me to spend my whole life in fear and mourning, blaming myself for what happened? Fine, let's change the subject. I thought the unique ambience of Heaven's Edge and the fact that we are on the very border with the world wound would make the celebration special. I thought the past would resurface and make itself known. Duran smirks bitterly. Well, it seems even ghosts don't wish to attend my parties anymore. What can we do to liven up the evening? You know what I think? It's time for a drinking contest. Ah, yes. The tried and trusted method for salvaging a dull party, for salvaging everything, anything, actually. I'm ready, but who's my competition? Rachel? No. I can provide an 8-paragraph handwritten rationale explaining why ordering me to participate in such debauchery is outside your purview, Commander. Well, me, of course. What's this? The Commander himself, the hero of Canobris, the chosen one, is challenging me to a drinking contest? Ha! I'm in. Let's drink until one of us falls unconscious. Or begs for mercy. Ah, that was just a little warm-up, I say. Up for more. Now let's continue. Yeah, continue. My grandfather, maybe my great-mother put this bottle in the family cellar. And it allowed this guy on... Oh, he lost his line, just save face, finish and die. Let's go back outside and get some fresh air in my lungs. Oh, here we are again, Commander. Splendidly done. Your methods are strategically exhausting, but brilliant. The outro looks grim, while focused with a slightly devious little smile. So let us take another glimpse into the past. Laughter flows through the hall. It begins as a sweet, charming chuckle, but then turns into a rasping cackle. It makes Duran huddle even deeper into his corner. Why are you running from me, my sweet prince? Come on, let me touch you. I'll give you... The booming voice of an old man dressed in Neomedean robes shakes the walls of the hall. Get away from him, demon. Let the boy go. By the blade of the inheritor, you touch him only over my dead body. You are a pathetic old cleric. Are you the guardian of this charming little prince? Well, you guarded him in vain. The disease is already circulating in his blood, and soon he will rot before your very eyes. You won't be able to help him, and I can at least make sure his death is beautiful, clean, and sweet. The demoness turns her eyeless face to Derain and licks her lips. A coarse laugh escapes the young man's throat. Ha! We'll see about that. Aliotre turns toward you in astonishment. Droplets of sweat glisten on his temples. Something's wrong, Commander. My spells are not working as expected. It's as if some kind of supernatural explosion occurred here 10 years ago, blending everything together, the magical auras, the emotions, the memories. I will try again to read it. Could it be dangerous? I cannot say for certain, but it is unlikely. The past is in the past, and no one can travel through time except for some uniquely powerful entities like Aeons or perhaps the eldest of the First World. Even though the past of this place is horrible, it poses no threat to us in the present. Eldest. No beings rule the chaotic and changeable plane known as the First World, the home of the Fae, but its most powerful residents are the mighty beings known as the Eldest, sometimes known as the Fae Lords or the Shapers. They each pursue their own mysterious goals and have little interest in the doings of lesser creatures. Just give me a moment to focus. I will try to channel my visions and feelings to you as accurately as possible. Darren, my boy, what is going on? Leotora's muscular shoulders suddenly begin to shake. The vision he's channeling does not change, but you feel something enormous and chilling silently infiltrate the reality around you. The presence of this nameless being becomes almost palpable. Lilitu. Some alien entity is talking to him. Hurry, old cleric, stop him right now. Do you really want to see what happens when... Save me? Can you save me? The presence thickens into something more tangible. The entity is silent, but you feel your blood pulsing in your temples. And each beat brings a new image, or rather a new notion. Help brings a feeling of relief and safety. Exchange makes the pulse stronger and more demanding. Gate and secret come in immediately after. The images become heavier, almost visible. Oh no, let me guess, the boy made a deal with the devil to survive. Oh dear, now he's what? Sacrificing both demons and humans? What the heck? We'll see. Secret. Keep the secret, otherwise death, 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 death. The gruesome images whirl through your mind, filling it with pain and fear, and then it all starts again. Help, exchange, secret, death. Estrin stretches out his shaking hand, suddenly looking like a doddering old man instead of a mighty cleric imbued with holy power. Darain, wait! The thing you're about to let loose is even worse than these demons. Darain's body is quivering like a taut bowstring. His eyes dart from the cleric to the demoness, who is frantically casting protective spells. Or she's afraid. Demons, saints, I'm so fed up. All of you burn! Leotora opens his eyes with a groan, then gets back on his feet. His legs are wobbly, his eyebrow is cut, but he seems not to notice. Sincere sorrow is written on his face, as well as a strong hint of horror. What a misfortune. No, what a disaster. Everything's far worse than I imagined. Are you alright? The strain, emotions, they overwhelmed me and made me faint like an agitated youngster. It is nothing really. I will not be able to cast any spells for the rest of the day, but aside from that, I'm fine. Do you understand now what happened 10 years ago? Inquisitor slowly exhales through clenched teeth and says in a low voice, still massaging his temples, yes and no. Damn it, my thoughts are astray. I'll try to explain everything to you in full detail. Many living things are capable of performing the most extraordinary feats, good or bad, when a deadly threat looms over them. 10 years ago, the young count found himself cornered in every sense of the word, and he allowed some alien entity to intercede for him. It frightens me that all my experience as an inquisitor is completely useless in this case. It does not resemble anything I've ever heard or read about. This entity, I think I will call it the Other, possesses uncanny power. It was capable of instantly killing 3 greater demons, a mighty cleric, and a host of other mortals. You saw everything yourself. What's even worse is that this entity, this Other, it is still here. Leotora takes a long pause. His gaze is drawn to the chamber where all the guests are laughing and dancing. And Darain's eloquent voice rises above the music for a moment. He's asking someone to bring more wine and add more logs to the fire. I don't know what exactly this creature is, but I know that we need to end the episode. Oh, we are 45 minutes in, damn it. But I know what it did to the Count. It turned him into a living gateway. The Other is not inside the Count's body, it is not directly controlling his mind, that's why there are no obvious signs of possession, but it is looking through his eyes. It treats him like a window into our world, and it can instantly step through it to wreak whatever havoc it desires. So that's the story for the next episode.